The Berliet T100 moved the star of automotive exhibitions, the largest truck of its time, which challenged the boundless shifting sands of the Sahara, built highways, and mined uranium. This giant was unique not only for its size but also for the technical innovations applied in its design. Why were as many as 4 units of the Berliet T100 built? What was the primary purpose of the world's largest truck? And what is the subsequent fate of these vehicles? These and many other interesting facts about the true giants, the Berliet T100, you will learn by diving into our story. On October 2, 1957, the Berliet T100 truck was presented at the Paris Motor Show. Among the other participants of this automotive exhibition, the vehicle stood out with its truly gigantic size, which attracted special attention from visitors and the press, covering one of the main events in the automotive world. The news spread around the world, turning the largest truck at that time into a true star. Subsequently, the 3-axle bonneted truck would embark on a star-studded tour, becoming the central exhibit at the Geneva Motor Show and at automotive exhibitions in Helsinki, Grenoble, Avignon, and even in the Moroccan city of Casablanca. Most of you might think that this all-wheel drive monster was specifically designed to set world records and impress the public with its appearance. But in reality, no. This truck, developed by the renowned French automotive company Berliet, will have a purely practical purpose. Let's immediately clarify that this purpose had nothing to do with the military. It's hard to imagine a truck 5 meters wide on public roads. Evidence of this is the Berliet TF8 super tractor, which operated as part of the VTI road train, intended for transporting missiles to underground silo installations. Even this military truck was fully sized to be adapted for movement on regular European roads. Thus, the main task of the Berliet T100 was to transport equipment for French oil companies in the sands of the Sahara, which were actively developing new fields in Algeria. By the early 60s, the Berliet company would produce only 4 units of the Berliet T100, making this truck not only the largest at the time, but also the rarest. 2 Berliet T100s were built with a large body platform. The 3rd unit was manufactured as a 3-axle Quarry dump truck. The last 4th truck had a cab-over engine design and was named Tulsa. This prototype was specifically developed for the American market, where cab-over trucks were gaining great popularity at the time. To appeal to demanding American buyers, the renowned American industrial designer and architect Klein Einstevel was involved in the design work of the cab-over Berliet T100. As a result of the collaborative effort, a rather original version of the Berliet T100 emerged, featuring a 5-seat cabin with a width of 4 meters and 80 centimeters, equipped with 6 windshield wipers on the front glass. To ensure comfortable conditions, in the cabin, the vehicle was equipped with an air conditioner, a kitchen stove, a refrigerator, a drinking water tap, and a radio station with a range of up to 300 kilometers. It was planned to be constructed as a truck for oil fields with a cargo platform and a mounted saddle mechanism, or in the form of a dump truck with a 6x4 wheel configuration. According to the French designer's concept, this vehicle was supposed to manage without paved roads and chart its course directly from point A to point B, traversing American prairies and deserts, essentially through complete off-road conditions. The vehicle will get its name from the small town of Tulsa, near New Orleans, where the truck participated in an automotive exhibition. The giant truck with a similar concept of use will not arouse any interest in the USA. They say, what's the point of having a network of high-speed highways if logistics will be carried out off-road? Therefore, the Cabooless Tulsa will remain a single prototype, and later, as an experiment, a turbomeca helicopter turbine, which developed the power of 1,000 horsepower, will be installed on it. Due to the high fuel consumption, such experiments were abandoned, and the truck itself was scrapped for metal due to a lack of prospects. The situation will be slightly better with the 3-axle Quarry dump truck, which will be tested for the first time on July 7, 1959. The specifications of this giant will be impressive. Length of 11 meters 40 centimeters, width of 5 meters 40 centimeters, height of 4 meters 40 centimeters. The truck's curb weight is 75 tons, payload capacity of 80 tons. The body, with a volume of 50 cubic meters, was built by the French company Benes Marel, a well-known manufacturer of dump installations and bunker-type bodies. The truck will be equipped with a Cummins VT12 engine with a power of 700 horsepower. The power unit will work in tandem with an A&F gearbox featuring 4 forward speeds and 2 reverse. The fuel tank, with a capacity of 650 liters, will be located on the right side. The rear drive axles of the truck had dual wheels. After completion, the truck will be handed over to the Atomic Energy Commission, where it will operate at uranium deposits from 1960 to 1964, transporting uranium ore from the Crouzier's quarry to the processing plant in Bessines, Limousin region. Subsequently, in 1965, the giant dump truck will work on highway construction in the Drôme department. During the operation of the 3-axle Berliet T100 dump truck, serious drawbacks will be identified: insufficient maneuverability and rapid tire wear on the 2 rear axles, which were subjected to excessive lateral friction during turns. In 1978, after the completion of its active service, the Berliet T100 dump truck will be sent to the factory testing center in the city of Valbonne, where it will be scrapped for metal. The true success for the French company will come from 2 3-axle Berliet T100s with cargo platforms. The construction of these trucks will be commissioned by the British oil company Shell, which, together with the French government, will be involved in the development of oil fields in Algeria, a North African country that had been a French colony since the mid-19th century. Active oil exploration in Algeria began in 1952. The meticulous work of geologists yielded results. In 1956, the giant oil field Hassi Messaoud was discovered. Its development could allow France to eliminate its dependence on Middle Eastern oil, which was particularly relevant after Egypt nationalized the Suez Canal, the main transportation artery for oil supply to Europe. In the process of preparing the new oil field for operation, it was necessary to solve complex logistical tasks related to transporting heavy construction machinery, oil equipment, and pipes over a distance of about 600 kilometers. The route from the Algerian coast to the oil region of Hassi Messaoud mainly lay through the shifting sands of the Sahara. Working in conditions of scorching heat and extreme off-road required special trucks that were powerful and durable. The only French automotive company with experience in building specialized trucks was Berliet. It was to this company that the British Shell turned, with a request to build a special truck capable of challenging the Sahara. To better understand the needs of their clients, the company's Deputy General Director Paul Berliet traveled to Algeria in December 1956, where he had the opportunity to fly over the area where oil exploration was taking place in a helicopter. What Paul saw left him impressed. Down below, stretching for tens or even hundreds of kilometers, were tall sand dunes. The height of some of them reached 10 meters. It became clear that for such conditions, trucks are needed that can not only move across the sandy surface but also transport heavy oil equipment. After Paul Berliet returned to France, work on the project to build a truck for the Sahara began in earnest. In January 1957, in just 1 week, the project manager André Billiet, who held the position of head of the Special Vehicles Research and Testing Department at the company, prepared a detailed sketch of the future truck. Billiet's experience gained during the development of the Berliet T12 tank and artillery tractor with an 8x8 wheel configuration will help him complete the work quickly. The construction of the truck, which due to its design total weight of 100 tons, will receive the index T100, was carried out at the company's plant in the Montplaisir-Lyon area. The 3-axle all-wheel drive Berliet T100 truck had impressive dimensions: length 13 meters 29 centimeters, width 4 meters 80 centimeters, height 4 meters 40 centimeters. The weight in equipped condition is about 50 tons. The giant's payload capacity is also 50 tons. The truck was equipped with a 3-seater all-metal cabin with a massive hood in front, which significantly limited the driver's visibility. For transporting large and heavy loads, the vehicle was equipped with a platform with a sloped rear section thanks to a Harvard winch with a pulling force of 45 tons, which was located behind the cabin, and a movable roller attached to the rear of the platform. Loading could be done by dragging without the help of a crane. To give this giant some dynamics, an extremely powerful power unit was needed, which the Berliet company did not have at that time. The engine problem was solved in a rather simple way by combining two 6-cylinder Berliet MDO3S diesel engines with turbocharging. As a result, they obtained a power unit with a volume of 30 liters and a power of 600 horsepower. The truck's fuel reserve was stored in two fuel tanks, each with a capacity of 950 liters. An auxiliary power unit was also installed on the truck, a 2-cylinder opposed carburetor engine from the Panhard Dyna passenger car with a displacement of 851 cubic centimeters and a power of 40 horsepower. This engine supported the operation of the braking system, power steering, and battery when the main diesel engine was not running. The transmission for the Berliet T100 was taken from a locomotive. It had 8 forward speeds and 2 reverse. To stop a truck with a total weight of 100 tons, reliable brakes were needed. Specifically for the Berliet T100, the company Messier, which was involved in producing components for aircraft chassis, manufactured disc brakes with hydraulic drive. To prevent sand from entering, the brake mechanisms will be placed in sealed housings. Perhaps one of the most important elements of the T100, which gave the truck good off-road capability, were the tires from the company Michelin. Specifically made for driving on sand, they had a substantial size, a diameter of 2 meters 37 centimeters and a width of 96 centimeters. The pressure that the tires will exert on the surface, 1 kilogram per square centimeter, will be only slightly greater than the pressure of a human foot. In September 1957, the first truck was built. Due to the tight time frame for production, which was linked to the necessity of completing all work before the start of the Paris Motor Show scheduled for October, where the Berliet T100 was to participate, they did not manage to perfect the vehicle's engine. Therefore, the exhibition truck will only receive a mock-up instead of a real power unit. Additionally, the Michelin company will not be able to complete the production of special tires. The first Berliet T100 will have to be fitted with other Michelin tires, which will have more modest dimensions, a diameter of only 1 meter and 80 centimeters. After the Paris Motor Show, where the vehicle will cause a real sensation and receive the grand prize of the French automotive industry, a new engine will be installed on the Berliet T100. It will be a 12-cylinder V-shaped turbocharged diesel Cummins VT12 with a volume of 24.13 liters and a power of 600 horsepower. A year later, in September 1958, the second Berliet T100 will be built. The second example of the giant truck will differ from the first with larger Michelin tires with a diameter of 2.2 meters, a windshield with a reverse tilt and a slightly modified hood design. The power of the Cummins VT12 engine in the second example will increase to 700 horsepower. This was achieved by increasing the volume to 28 liters and refining the valve timing mechanism. Despite the increase in horsepower under the hood, the number 600 will still be displayed on the hood. The unsuitable locomotive transmission IMF will be replaced with a more reliable reverse 4-speed HMS semi-automatic transmission from the American company Clark. The curb weight of the second Berliet T100 will increase to 55 tons, and the total weight will reach 101 tons. The maximum speed of the truck is 45 kilometers per hour. The Berliet Giants will be true fuel guzzlers. On the highway, this might not be as noticeable, with only 90 liters per 100 kilometers. Then, while moving on sand, the consumption will reach an incredible 240 liters per 100 kilometers. Truck number 2 will arrive on the African continent on October 20, 1958. The Berliet T100 will work in tandem with its faithful squire, or rather with the Berliet GLC-8 truck with a 6x6 wheel configuration, which will serve as a workshop on wheels. The duties of the Berliet GLC-8, equipped with a special lifting device, will include transporting and replacing the spare wheel of the Berliet T100. After being tested in the sands near Touggourt, the truck will finally receive specialized Michelin tubeless tires designed for sand travel. Each of these will weigh 950 kilograms. On February 3, 1959, the truck will be sent to the Hassi Messaoud oil fields, where it will be used to transport heavy equipment, including winches for drilling rigs weighing 35 tons. In the sandy off-road conditions of the Sahara, the Berliet T100 will demonstrate good performance and endurance. In 1958, the first truck will undergo modernization. Its engine power will also be increased to 700 horsepower. The vehicle will be equipped with Michelin tires with a diameter of 2.2 meters. The truck's platform will receive additional sideboards, which will increase its weight to 60 tons. Painted in red, the Berliet T100 No. 1 in 1959 will participate in the Frankfurt and Geneva auto shows. And by September 1960, the truck will be delivered to the Algerian port of Oran. From there, it will be sent to the Berliet Service Center in the city of Oran, where the truck will be fitted with new tubeless tires and repainted in a more practical white color. The final destination for the Berliet T100 No. 1 will be work in the eastern part of the Algerian Sahara. In July 1962, Algeria will gain independence, having won an 8-year war against the French metropolis. Just a year later, in 1963, the French oil fields will come under the ownership of the Algerian government. The giant Berliet T100 will continue to be operated in the Hassi Messaoud oil region until the early 1970s, after which both machines will be decommissioned. In 1981, the Algerian side handed over the Berliet T100 truck No. 2 to the French company Renault, which had purchased the Berliet company back in 1975. In 1984, the restored truck took its prominent place in the Marius Berliet Foundation, which is dedicated to preserving the documents and technical samples of the family company. A similar fate befell the Berliet T100 truck No. 1, which became an open-air monument on the grounds of the Algerian drilling company in Hassi Messaoud. The Berliet T100 trucks became a striking chapter of gigantism in the history of the French automotive industry,